Alright guys, this is kind of the full movie for my guns only playthrough. Um, One thing I will say is that fully beat the game in this movie, and that's because I'm only going to do all these runs up to the pillars, or at least the first couple, because I'm saving all the Moonlord fights for another video I want to make, so there's that. But yeah, this is just every single episode of kind of my guns only playthrough and how I've beaten the game using only guns. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Alright. To date we are playing Terraria. We are only using guns, so definitely don't need this. Yeah, so just wanted to try playing Terraria with only guns, and it is Master Mode. Now this is my first time actually playing Terraria on Master Mode, so it's definitely going to be interesting. But I just want to see if I can do it with only guns, because why not? Obviously my character's name is America because it's all guns. So anyway, that's the plan for today. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Alright, so I'm trying to blow my way up into this. I accidentally killed a slime, which kind of sucks, but I did get 3 gel, so I didn't do it on purpose, so I'm gonna let myself use the sticky bombs just so I can at least get to this first orb. I can finally unlock a weapon for me to actually use. My first weapon of this playthrough, which would be the musket. So yeah, please tell me that bomb hits it. Nice. So I'm just gonna blow my way up into there, and then we finally have our first weapon. 2 accessories and a musket with 100 musket ammo. So I definitely need to get the arm seal to move in. But yeah, I can actually finally hit stuff. I shouldn't waste my bullets on these, or I probably should because I need gel. But yeah, now I can finally hit stuff. So now I'm gonna go back home and set up for the arm stealer. So I'll get back to you guys probably when I'm fighting, or when I'm almost ready to fight Eye of Cthulhu. So yeah. Okay, I don't know why my display was longer for a second. It's nighttime, and I do have an Eye of Cthulhu summon, and I got some potions and stuff. So I'm just gonna try to fight it. I have my musket. I got 700 tungsten bullets, and yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. So okay, let me put on the campfire. I should have. I'm gonna put on the campfire real quick, and then let's do it. I don't know how hard this is gonna be, because I usually do this with well, at least the last time I was doing it, I did it with just the Demonite bow, and I would just use the Jester's arrows, whatever the star ones are called, but it could go pretty well. I'm just gonna try to run back and forth, and hopefully it doesn't hit me. I just don't remember anything about this boss being hard, but I did only fight it in Classic. I don't know if there's anything new about Master. I know that there's bags you get when you kill stuff, but that's about it. And obviously it has more health, but yeah, it's just his face. Yeah, no, it's just the same. It's not any worse. Get these nice little slow dashes. Which one? Yeah, honestly this boss is free, so I'm not too worried with my musket. I kinda wish there was an auto aim, but okay, why did it just ask like that? Okay, so that's not a bug. So, honestly, it's not even that bad. I'm taking a little bit of damage, but it's not too much. I should get in range of the campfire. Oh, I need to heal. Okay. Okay, now my merchant died. I can kill this thing. Oh, I need to kill this. 523. Oh, that's so killable. Okay, I got sorry for losing that, but I know I can beat that. I'm just gonna get one of the floaty potions, whatever I call it, Feather Fall. Yeah, I think that's the one. This one might also work. I don't know what that. No, that's the upside down one. You know, I can definitely beat that boss. I might just get a few more heart crystals, because me having 120 health is definitely a problem. But then I totally got that. So I'll see you guys once we are fighting the Eye of Cthulhu again. Yeah, alright, so after that I had to fight the Goblin Army, which is horrible because I only had a musket, which means single target damage only, no piercing whatsoever, so yeah, that kind of sucked. And I couldn't even buy more bullets because my armskewer died at the very beginning of this army, so I had to be really careful with how many bullets I was using, which meant I was basically killing none of the big armored ones because they have way too much health and way too much defense. And that just kind of meant that I was just stuck dealing with them, because if either of them got close to me, I'd have to just jump under them, which is hard. So yeah, I was kind of stuck doing that for a while. But then I finally got free from the Goblin Army, and I could do some more stuff. After finally beating that army, I went back down into the caves to try to find more life crystals so I could actually beat Eye of Cthulhu. And I also went to the underground jungle for a bit to look for a boomstick, because I feel like that would be the best weapon for me to go for Eye of Cthulhu. That's what I know for right now. So hopefully I can find a boomstick, and then we can fight the Eye of Cthulhu. So yeah. And after spending almost 45 whole minutes looking for the boomstick, I finally found it. I spent so long in this cave. The slime rain stopped and started during the time I was looking for the boomstick alone. But then finally I found it in this chest, which was actually huge. So yeah. Now that I had my newly found boomstick, I went to the Goblin Tinker who I found earlier, because I beat the Goblin Army, which is so annoying. And I got the rocket boots and Tinker's Workshop, or I got just the Tinker's Workshop, because I was saving up for the mini shark, but I realized it'd probably be a better idea for me to just get the Tinker's Workshop so that I could make my climbing claws and shoe spikes into one accessory and just save up more slots. So I decided to do that, and because I was committing to this, I put reforges on some of my stuff until I just ran out of gold, and then I felt ready to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. Alright guys, it's nighttime. We can finally fight the Eye of Cthulhu. It's also a blood moon right now, but I don't care, so here we go. I think I can do this, it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, let's shoot the boomstick now. I know it's going to do its little dashy thing once I get a second phase. Should be great. I don't have nurse heals, but I could just heal. No, it should be light. The boomstick actually does so much damage. No, I'm fine. Go stay in my arena. Bang! Easy peasy. First relic. Done. And I got the aviators, I'll wear those. It's actually nice with my hair. But yeah. So that's it for today's video. I know it was really short and I didn't really do much in the game, but this is my first time recording Terraria, so I just want to try. And I'm making a video just so I can have one, and see how you guys like it. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Alright y'all, today we are back on the Terraria world. I have full platinum armor and a mini shark since last time, so I definitely played a little bit off camera, but not too much. I think it took me maybe 30 minutes to get both of those. Today I'm going to be beating all of pre-hard mode for guns only, and I think I'm going to start by getting ready for the worm. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Alright, so the first thing I did was kill some Eye of Cthulhu's, mainly because I needed more money to buy pylons and also reforge pretty much all of my equipment, because I finally got the Goblin Tinker to move back in. So that was my main focus during this kind of whole first part of the video. For the Eye of Cthulhu fights, I would just use the mini shark to shred his entire first phase, and then switch to the boomstick for second phase, so that I could just kill him easily without having to take too much damage myself. And this would usually net me about 15 gold, so I mean it wasn't too bad. But I was stacking some of the ore sometimes, just because I wanted to have some left. Because my plan for this video is actually to make shadow scale armor once I kill the worm. And that's what I prepare for next. So yeah, the first thing I did to prepare for the worm was reforge all my stuff. I actually got annoying on my mini shark, which really sucked because I had no more gold, and that kind of meant I would have to grind for more. But I figured that was kind of a later problem, so I started building my arena for the fight. Honestly, the main thing about building this arena that I learned is the boomstick is really good at killing like single target, like small enemies, because I was just shredding through these Eater of Souls, which let me get to a banner really quick because I knew I would need one for my arena. I ended up building 2 of these kind of long rows, like the one I'm building right now, and I placed some campfires down, and I had my banner, and I felt like I was ready to go. Yes, so originally my plan was to show the entire worm fight with my live commentary. Like, I still have that, but this fight ended up being like really boring and simple, because I would just stand on the top platform like this and just shoot down at the worm with my boomstick. Like, I did this for like 5-10 minutes, because there was really no better strategy for me to do. I mean, I got like kind of like tired of it here, and I switched to the mini shark. But other than that, I just shot it with the boomstick, and that was a pretty easy fight. So I don't know why I thought it was gonna be so hard. And that's another relic added to our stand. So next thing I did was fight Skeletron. For this fight, I had an Iron Skin, a Regen, Swiftness, and a Pumpkin Pie. So not fully buffed, but I still had a decent bit of buffs on. My plan for this was just to boomstick the hands, and then when I got far away, I would use the mini shark. I mean, this fight didn't exactly go how I wanted to. I fell off the arena at one point, like right here, and then I also, I mean, I got back up, but I also just like wasn't doing the amount of damage I wanted to. But then I just kind of ran out of momentum and ended up dying to Skeletron. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. But then I was looking for a Skyline to go get some more potions for the next Skeletron fight, and I actually found the meteorite when I figured out a new plan, which was to get the full meteor armor and get the space gun. But to do that, I would have to kill the Eater of Worms again, because I had no scales since I made Shadow Scale armor, and I didn't even make a Nightmare pickaxe because I'm like silly and I just forgot to do that. Which is kind of good, because I would have had to get a new pickaxe anyway, but you know, it's so unfortunate that I had to do that. So then I summoned the Eater of Worlds again to get some more scales. Not gonna lie, I forgot to record the second Eater fight, but that was pretty easy. And then I just got straight to work on mining the meteorite, because my plan was to make some meteor armor and use the space gun as my next gun, because, you know, I wanted to try out some magic guns. I didn't want to play Rage the whole time. So I decided that my plan would be to get the space gun and the bee gun. So the first thing I did was spend a pretty long time mining up the meteorite. Like, I would just mine a little bit and then just sit on top, use my boomstick to kill all the meteor heads, and just go straight back to mining. And I mean, I died a decent bit, but I did get it done. Next thing I did was fight Skeletron. I mean, my plan for this is pretty simple. I was just going to shoot him with my space gun over and over and over again. Since it pierces, I was just going to try to hit both hands at the same time. And because I was wearing the meteor armor, I was literally only using the space gun because my boomstick damage would be so much less than the space gun with the magic or with the magic damage bonus. And I mean, yeah, this is kind of how the whole fight went. I would just go around in circles, shoot it, and eventually we got through the fight. So that's another relic added to the stand. Next up was Queen Bee. I set up this little arena here because I honestly didn't think this fight would be hard at all. I had my buffs and I just sent it. I was still using space gun here just because I thought the piercing would be nice for all the little bees that spawned. And I had Featherfall, Regen, Swiftness, and Iron Skin, and I also had Well Fed, so I was feeling good about this. Like, I didn't think it would be too hard to kill Queen Bee. Like, she's not really a hard boss. And I mean, I had Meteor Armor, I had Space Gun, so I was like feeling fine. But yeah, then this happened, like just right here. I don't know what I was doing, and I died. So I decided that I had to actually prepare a real arena for the boss. So yeah, for this try I made my arena a lot bigger. I honestly forgot to start recording until about halfway through, like into my record thing there. But yeah, I forgot to start recording until halfway through. I also got to 400 health in between these two fights, and I also found some extra heart crystals, which means I can make heart lanterns, which is why I had one during this fight. And I just had so much more space, so I didn't get trapped in a corner like the bees, by the bees like last time. And yeah, just kind of shredded her. So now I had my wall of flesh weapon, the bee gun, and I was off to go set up an arena for wall of flesh. And of course, I remembered to add Queen Bee's relic to the stand. Also, this is kind of unrelated, but I got the bee mount. This is the first time I've ever gotten this on all my time playing Terraria, which, I mean, I guess isn't that much, but still, it's my first time getting this mount. And it's definitely cool to use. Like, it's honestly kind of rigging. It's like wings, but I did start pretty high up, so yeah, no, I just thought that was nice. But now, onto Wall of Flesh. So the first thing I did was practice fighting on my bee mount, because this is my plan for my first Wall of Flesh fight. Because, you know, I just thought I could take it with just my bee mount, and I didn't need to build an arena, so I just practiced with that. And then I just kind of went for it. So I had a decent bit of buffs for this fight, because I knew it was going to be a bit troublesome, because I was fighting it with no arena. And I mean, you guys can kind of see there, I had Thorns, Titan, Iron Skin, Regen, Swiftness, Featherfall. Like, I was doing a lot, and I also used a Hot Dog. And my whole plan was just to stay on my bee, shoot the bee gun. Then when I ran out of mana, I would switch to the space gun, and hopefully I could do some damage that way. And I mean, this worked well for the beginning. I mean, you can see me here. I'm not taking any damage, and I'm kind of far from the wall, but. And I was obviously using all my mobility to not hit the lava. So I don't even think the no arena thing was the problem. I just need to do more damage. Like, I know it doesn't look that bad right now, but I don't have that much space to work with. And also the bees are just not hitting the main wall as much as I thought they would. Like, you can kind of see how the wall is taking pretty much no damage until the bees get closer, or until I switch to my space gun, which was kind of a big problem. And then right about here, I just fumbled for no reason. I don't even know why I did this. Like, I don't think I would have won this fight anyway, but this is definitely not how I was supposed to lose. So I definitely need to make something for this little gap here. But yeah, I think it's gonna be it for today's video, and I know it's kind of weird to end before I even beat the Wall of Flesh, but I'm gonna do these videos week by week, just because that's the easiest way for me to get them all out on time. And you know, I just want to have a consistent upload schedule. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do these. So that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Alright guys, we are back on the Terraria Guns Only account. Got my mini shark now, and the ammo box now that we've started hard mode. I also made some cobalt armor in between this time and last time. But today we're just gonna be trying to beat, you know, the mechs. Now I will say that we didn't actually beat all the mechs in this video, which is kind of crazy considering this is still a full-length video. But I don't know why this part of the challenge just took me so long to do, because I just kept dying over and over to the bosses that I did fight, and I just feel like the guns around this point of the game aren't that strong. So this one's gonna be a little shorter, and I also wanted to get this out for Thanksgiving, so I haven't had as much time to like practice all the fights. But I think at the end of this video I had enough gear to kill them all. But that's enough from me. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. The first thing I decided to do was figure out what weapon I was going to get. My options were the coin gun, the onyx blaster, and the Uzi, so I started getting the parts for the onyx blaster. Went to the corrupt desert that was at the right side of my world, and that was pretty easy to do, and I ended up having all the materials and crafted the onyx blaster, which would be the weapon that I was going to use for most of this challenge. I was kind of lucky that I had enough souls of night, because the place where I have to get souls of night from is actually horrible, because it's like in the middle of my elevator, so I have to like go through it. It's just really weird and bad. But I did get my onyx blaster, and that would be what I use for most of this. The next thing I did was look for the shimmer to make my summoner emblem into a ranger emblem. I found it pretty fast. It was just on the deep left side of my world. So after finding the shimmer, I threw my summoner emblem in there, and then I also turned one of my heart crystals into a vital crystal so that I could have permanent increased life regen, which would be super helpful. The first boss I tried to fight was Queen Slime. It was kind of really hard for me to dodge her projectiles because I had no wings at this point, so I knew that was something I needed to get. But I honestly didn't think it would go that bad, and I ended up getting her down to 22k. I mean, I was making a pretty big mistake here. I didn't realize it, and I'll tell you guys about that later. But, yeah, I ended up not doing too bad. I was just kind of trying to shred her with the Onyx Blaster. I was using regular bullets, too. But, I didn't know that you could make crystal bullets until, like, a little bit after this. But, you know, I was just using my B, using my Onyx Blaster, and I ended up doing some decent damage until I kind of slipped up right here and died. But then I decided I should probably try to fight the Destroyer because that was the mech I needed the most for creating the Mega Shark. Next up was the Destroyer. For this, I decided to use a Sky Bridge and just try to stay as far away from his head as I could. Like, I ended up doing some pretty decent damage to him, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Like, and I was slowly getting rid of his health. But then I just kind of slipped up right here. There were too many lasers, and I just ended up dying. And I was still making the same mistake. After that unfortunate mistake, I tried to fight Queen Slime again, and this time I used my two different arenas, this high sky bridge that I had built for Destroyer, and the low one that I already had for Eater of Worlds before, and I was just going up and down between them. I actually got Queen Slime to second phase by doing this. I ended up staying up on the top arena for most of this because I thought it'd be easier if I just stayed in one place, but then I ended up dropping, and she kind of followed me, and it was a good range for my Onyx Blaster to do good work. But I still ended up dying to all the projectiles around because of the same stupid mistake. For some reason, I decided to fight the twins. I found a mechanical eye spawn on the ground, and I don't know why I started the recording here. Probably because I didn't think I was going to get anywhere, and I wasn't going to record it. But I ended up making some pretty decent progress with just my Onyx Blaster, some basic buffs, and my bee and my harpy wings, which I now had at this point. So I wasn't doing too bad. And then, kind of around here, I started to get low, and I was like, oh shoot, I should try to nurse heal, which I had never done in my boss fight before. Like, I've literally never tried to do that, but I moved my nurse here on purpose, because I thought, okay, I will try to nurse heal this time. And I got right up to the door, tried to use a pylon, I forgot it didn't work, and I just ended up dying, and my nurse died. So, that was the end of my twins fight, but I finally fixed my mistake. In case you couldn't tell by watching all of those other boss fights, my big mistake was having my camera super zoomed in. Like, I could not see a single thing. I don't know why I was doing bosses like that. Like, I guess it's fine to do normal gameplay like that, but I figured out that having my camera zoomed out is just so much better for boss fights. And this was my first attempt of Queen Slime while doing that. I didn't end up winning this fight. I ended up like dying around her second phase. But this is more just to see how the zoomed out camera worked. And after I figured that out, it was time for my first real Queen Slime fight. So my plan for this fight was to just go up and down between the platforms like I had been before. But with the zoomed out camera, I could actually see her much better when I was going up and down, which just made my DPS so much higher. Like, I was still missing some of my shots in the Onyx Blaster, which kind of sucked. But I was getting good damage, and my plan was just kind of let her get up, and then I would make her teleport not on the platform, so I could shoot her while we were both falling down. And this was pretty good for damage, and it made me avoid a lot of the little crystal projectiles and the bouncy balls. So I ended up doing some decent damage, and then we were on to her second phase. For the second phase of this fight, I just kind of ended up using my B and my wings to stay up as much as possible. Touching the ground was kind of just a recipe for death because of all the little bombs shooting around. Like, each of those bombs hit me for like 100, so I could not tank those. Since my biggest healing potions were only healing for 100 instead of 150. So I just kind of had to stay as far away from the ground as I could, use my sky platform as much as possible, and then I eventually ended up killing her. And that was our first boss of the video down. Next, I fought the twins again. I actually have no clue why I did this one. I didn't even find this summon. I crafted it myself. So, I don't know what I was thinking. There was no benefit for me killing the twins over the destroyer, because the twins would give me nothing while the destroyer would give me the mega shark, which I was planning to use to actually kill the twins. But my Onyx Blaster ended up doing pretty decent damage here. I had some buffs, but I wasn't maximum buffed yet because I hadn't really done that much fishing, and I had 0 bait pretty much. Like I had 4, but it was all like just random dragonflies and stuff, so I wasn't gonna catch anything good. But yeah, for this boss fight, I really just tried to avoid Sebastian's flames. Like I didn't even look at Red Knizer a single time. I don't think. Like I saw the purple lasers, but I didn't actually actively try to dodge them. They just kind of weren't hitting me. And I ended up getting a pretty decent amount of damage on them before I ended up dying, because obviously I'm not on the right power level to do this fight. Like I don't know why I thought I could kill them. I had no good buffs. I hadn't reforged my accessories with the money from Queen Slime yet. I just decided to fight them pretty much as soon as I finished the Queen Slime fight. Like it was the same day, so yeah, I ended up dying, and then it was time for me to gear up. This would kind of end up being my loadout for the entire rest of my boss fights. I actually ended up getting some newer potions here because I did get some fishing done. I had an endurance, a life force, a calming, swiftness, iron skin regen, and heart reach, along with a seafood dinner. I had harpy wings, cobalt shield, ranger emblem, worm scarf, obsidian shield, shield of Cthulhu, and frostmark boots, pretty much all with warding. I think the only thing that didn't have warding was my harpy wings, which had armored. So I had a lot of defense, and I was just trying to survive. Like I wasn't worried about my damage output. Like I figured no matter what happened, I had enough damage to kill the bosses. So that was kind of my whole plan, and I was just gonna end up grinding destroyer. So here's a quick montage of me fighting destroyer. Alright guys, you saw the title. We're back with the guns only account. This one's also kind of going to be a shorter one because I split half the content for this and posted it on Thanksgiving because I wanted to get a video out then, and the other half is coming out today on Sunday. So yeah, this video is mostly boss rushes because I finally had all the gear to kill all the mechs, and I was going to try Plantera in this fight. So it's a little bit different from my normal editing style. And if you kind of want to see what my normal editing style is like, I'd suggest checking out literally any of the other videos in this series. There's a playlist. There should be a card popping up around now. But without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. The first thing I did this video was fight the twins. I had all of these buffs here: calming, wrath, endurance, and a ton of other stuff. And I was ready for it. I had my mini shark, or my mega shark, and my crystal bullets, and I summoned them. So here's how that fight went. Yeah, so my plan for this fight was pretty simple. I was just going to go up and down, kind kind of just spraying at the twins with my Mega Shark. Ended up doing a decent bit of damage this way, and because I had endurance and life force, it was kind of hard for the bosses to kill me. Like, even with the Cursed Flames, I wasn't really feeling it that much, just because of all the damage reduction I had. Like, even though endurance doesn't really help with Cursed Flames, because like 1 damage reduced by 10%, still 1 damage. But yeah, I ended up like kind of shredding them here, and just going up and down and up and down, and then Spaz got to second phase. For Spaz's second phase, I started to use the platforms more, because I knew I was going to need to go back and forth on them, just so that I had the like horizontal mobility to kind of get away from Spaz's dashes. And even right here, I kind of baited Spaz into dashing back down, so I had space to run away from him. But other than that, it was pretty chill. Like, I had some good dodges around here, but other than that, it was like a pretty easy kill for Spaz. And then it was time to fight Red Nazer. I mean, I kind of knew that Red Nazer would be the easiest part of this fight. I just kind of went up and down and just shot at him, because there's literally nothing to be scared about for him. He does no damage, no anything. And I just started shredded, and eventually they were both dead. After that, I went back home to add my last relic for this row to the stand, and then it was time for Skeletron Prime. Before that fight though, I realized I had enough bars to craft the hollowed armor set, so I quickly did that just for the extra defense, because I had literally reforged everything to warding or armored, just because I needed as much defense as I could get. And then it was time for Skeletron Prime. And then with all the usual potions in hand, like I always have like 5 billion for these fights, and I would never really need them. But yeah, with all the potions in hand, it was finally time to fight Skeletron Prime. So I got into the arena and summoned him. For this fight, I literally just went for his head. Nothing really interesting to watch, so I mean, I'm kind of just speeding through it here. But yeah, it was actually just 4 minutes of me just shooting straight at Prime's head. I mean, we had really good damage because of Mega Shark plus Crystal Bullets, and then endurance, like buffs, and then like well-fed buffs. So my damage was actually insane. My resistance was insane. I had Wrath, so yeah, more damage boost. And then I also had a ton of just quality of life things like Shine and Hunter, so I could see him really easily. So yeah, this was a pretty easy fight. I was honestly the most worried about this one, so I was kind of surprised to see it was this easy. But yeah, like my whole plan for this was just to shoot his head. Whenever he was spinning, I would get a ton of damage off, and we ended up killing him pretty fast. So now it was time to make some upgrades before Plantera. Alright, really quickly before that, I actually gathered all the stuff that I got from the fight. I had souls from all 3 mech bosses now, so that was nice. And I had something even more important, which was all the parts for the mechanical minecart, which was really nice to have. I mean, I feel like I don't ever use this, so I really want to try it this time. So that's what I did. And then, of course, I placed my Skeletron relic down. But before I show the next segment, I just want to say, if you watched this far in the video, you're probably enjoying it somewhat. So, you know, leave a like, subscribe, really helps out the channel, and it helps me make more videos. So, yeah, with that said, let's get into the Plantera prep. The first thing I did was mine a ton of chlorophyte. I needed not only enough for armor, but also for chlorophyte bullets, because that's what I plan to use for Plantera, just to make it easy on myself. Then we went to go quickly craft the chlorophyte set, because I had enough bars, and went straight back to mining chlorophyte, because I still needed enough for chlorophyte bullets, and enough life fruit to actually get to 500 health, which I actually wouldn't even do. So, now back to that. I threw one of my early life fruits into the shimmer just so that I could get the Aegis fruit, because I love defense. I mean, like, literally all I've been doing this playthrough is trying to max out my defense. So that was nice. And then I spent another 2 hours just looking for life fruit. It was actually horrible. But I eventually found enough to get to 495. I then came back home to find a blood moon, but it didn't really matter because I had to go make my Plantera arena. I actually completely forgot to record myself making the arena because I was watching Stranger Things, so that's 100% my fault. But it's just a really big square, and my whole plan was just to use chlorophyte bullets, run around the square, use like 500 million potions to take no damage, and we should be good. So let's get into that fight. Yeah, so I gathered all my buffs, got a ton of heart lanterns and campfires down, and broke the bulb. I also buffed up. Yeah, my whole plan was literally just to go around the circle and shoot her with my chlorophyte bullets. I mean, this worked pretty well for all first phase. Like, as you can kind of see, she can't really do anything. Like, I'm just shredding her health. She can't even get to me. She can't hit me. All I have to do is dodge back and forth to not get hit by the seeds. And when I do, they only hurt for like 20 to 40 damage. So it's basically nothing. And this was kind of my whole strat for first phase, and it worked really well. Then we got to second phase, and I started to panic a little bit because my chlorophyte bullets were actually hitting the little tentacles and not Plantera herself. I struggled with this for a little bit. I was like, I couldn't decide if I wanted to switch or stay, and I kept getting hit because I wasn't really paying attention. I was just thinking about how my bullets weren't hitting. But eventually, right here, I decided to switch to crystal bullets, and that made so much of a difference. I mean, you can just see your health getting absolutely melted. But this fight was pretty simple. I just had to go in a circle around her. It took maybe 3 minutes. Like, I was already on the phone talking to someone doing this whole fight. And it was just so stupid because I was just spinning around in a circle. I was like, wait, watch this boss fight. It's going to be so hard. And I just ended up spinning around in a circle the whole time. It was really easy. So, that's Plantera down. And the last boss for today's video added to the stand. Alright guys, live reaction to the Plantera bag. Oh, well, first let me put her relic on the stand. Bang. For live reaction to the Plantera bag, we got... No Venus Magnum. So I will have to fight her again. Yeah, I'll take the Plantera pet. I'm looking gonna sell some of this stuff. Not the key, obviously, but I'll sell that. I'll let you sell the Plantera pet. I don't want it. Like my Minotaur, I've had it for so long. I don't need the Spore Sack. Definitely don't need the Pygmy Staff, and definitely don't need the Leaf Blower. I mean, that's technically a gun, but I don't really want it. And also sell the Relic because I don't want it. Oh, I like you should have sold that all to the Steampunk. But, yeah, that's it for today. Like, you can see I got a lot of buffs here. I mean, I'm gonna probably, the next video is probably gonna be shorter too, but I'll probably post a full movie. Like, let me know if you guys want to see that. The full movie of all the episodes kind of put together. And if you guys want to see that, that's definitely something I'll put out. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. The first thing I did on this part of the game was beat Golem. This was a really easy fight. Like, I just used my Mega Shark and some buffs, but I actually did end up losing this first time here. I got way too cocky. I just thought I would easily kill him, and I ended up dying right here. But then I came back and easily destroyed him. So here's that fight. After I beat Golem, we went straight back home to add his trophy to our stand, which was actually huge. Yeah. I literally didn't even get the weapon though, which is kind of annoying. Like, I got a ton of things that weren't the weapon, but yeah. I mean, literally the only thing I got that was anything useful from this boss fight was the stinger, and that's about it. Or not the stinger, the picksaw. But yeah, so I just went back home, got rid of some of the stuff that I got from him, and added my next relic to the stand, and now it was time to fight Lunar Cultist. So the first few times I ended up losing to Lunar Cultist, just because like I was underprepared, and I hadn't really done this fight that much. Like, I've only done this fight one other time ever, which was, or two other times ever, which is when I beat the game on Expert and when I beat the game on Classic. So I've never even fought Master Mode Cultist before. Or, I mean, I hadn't fought any of the Master Mode bosses before this, to be fair. But, like, Cultist was one I was definitely, like, worried about. Just because I don't like using Glorified bullets for this fight. But I really wasn't, like, gifted with any other kind of bullet that would actually be helpful. Yeah, I ended up losing this fight. And the fight that I actually did win, I just completely forgot to record, I'm not going to lie. And the solar pillar ended up spawning on him, like, after he died. But I quickly left there and went to go fight the Vortex Pillar because I needed to get the Vortex Blaster. But I won't be showing that here because that is something that I want to show you guys for a little project I'm going to be working on once I've beaten some more of these worlds, or gotten to this point in some more of these worlds. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's it for this Guns Only playthrough. I'll see you guys with the next one. Peace.